This is Connie Lindsay from Crafting a Joyful Life, and today I want to share with you a birthday card that is a copy of the one that I made for my older son last week, and just talk to you for a minute about some ideas about how to make those masculine cards that you need every once in a while. So I was thrilled to see the True Gentleman suite in the Occasions catalog that's live right now through the end of May, and it has a lot of ideas in it, and it has some great product. And the product I'm going to feature today is the True Gentleman Designer Series paper, and we're going to talk about the tailored tag punch. There is this awesome stamp set that you can get that has the images that are just the shape to be punched out with the tailored tag punch. So let's get started. For the card, you need just some basic things. You need a sheet of Night of Navy cardstock that's 8.5 by 5.5, and of course it's scored across so that when it's folded it will be 4.25 by 5.5, and so you need that navy cardstock. And then I use the plaid paper out of the True Gentleman Designer Series paper, and you'll notice that I gave myself some extra room to play around with where I wanted the plaids, and I'll probably try to pretty much center this. It looks like this piece is going to be easy to do that with by moving that over and then just kind of cutting it off right there. And then you just need a little sheet of Tranquil Tide cardstock that measures 5 by 1.5 inches, and a couple of little squares of the Very Vanilla for the greeting on the front, and then some foil sheet. This is the gold foil sheet for the background, and then of course some Very Vanilla for the inside greeting. So let me show you now what I did with this. You know, there's a way we talk about stepping up a card, and that's what I actually did. The very first effort that I made was I started to make this kind of card and make the banner, and when I laid it all out together, it just seemed a little plain, and this is not really stuck together. I just kind of have it gently taped, but I was kind of disappointed because it just didn't have as much pizzazz. And then I remembered my embossing folder that I had bought, which is called the Cable Knit Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing Folder, and this is a great folder because it has these really deep edges and it makes a really nice impression. And so that sheet of Tranquil Tide, I just laid it in here, and you can see I've already actually done this one ahead of time, but I wanted to show you that I did tape that in there because I wanted to, since it wasn't a whole sheet, I wanted to get the cable down the middle. And then what I did was I came along and just quickly trimmed off the edges so that it has that natural curve that it does in the design of the embossing folder. And then all you do is you take your triple banner punch. I love this thing because it's so much easier to create a banner, and so it fits right in there. And then I'm just going to turn it over, and then just kind of make sure that your cable is in the center of your banner, and you have about the same, and then you just punch that out, and then you've got your banner. And then I'm gonna hold that like that, push that in, and it's a little harder to do this while I've got the camera. Line that up. and then just punch that, and then you have your banner. Let me move that you can use, and that's just lightly taped down. So now you have this look instead of the plain. So I just thought it was kind of reminded me of a sweater vest. Not that my son wears those, but it seemed kind of to lend itself to that look. So another thing you might notice is that this edge is plain on this one that says "Here's to the happiest birthday," and it has the copper foil sheet. And then this is the one that's closer to the one that I gave him, and you'll notice that it has the line around it. And I got the idea to do that because of the stamp set in the catalog. It has the line that goes all the way around, and of course I didn't want to use any of these images, but I did want to have that border, and so I just used my Tranquil Tide Stampin' marker and a ruler, and I just carefully drew around the edge of that with the fine tip, and that created the Tranquil Tide border that kind of popped it out. And so I thought that was a much happier choice to do that. Then let me show you the inside. For the inside, I used the greeting from the Picture Perfect birthday, and I like the one that says "Celebrate the good stuff." And we all need to remind ourselves to do that from time to time. And it also has these really cute little lines that you can use to make candles, and the little horns, and also the little tubes that the confetti are in. And so what I did was I stamped half and half, like it's breaking open, and then used the confetti stamps in the different colors. And then this is actually the gold glitter sprinkles that are in the occasions catalog. And oops, that's not glued down. And I just put a really tiny dot of the fine tip glue pen, and then put those down. And it was easy to pick it up with my finger and just put it down right there. Kind of adds a little bling to that. So that's how I made that card, and that says "Here's to the happiest birthday." What gave me the idea was the Lots of Happy card kit that I'd bought, and that's actually where these stamps come from. And that was what convinced me to buy the card kit, actually. Okay, I also want to talk to you about this different little thing I did, because you notice that is the gold, and this is the copper. This is gold, and if you can see it, this has a really nice gold inset border there. And I did not do that myself. I did stamp the greeting from the card kit, Lots of Happy card kit, but this little shape actually came in the Lots of Happy card kit, and here is the sheet that it originally was in. And so the way that I was able to do the shape on this card was that I took the square of the Very Vanilla, and I punched out one of these shapes, and then I used this as a pattern to trace that around really lightly with pencil, and then I cut it out, and so that gave me this shape for this one. And then what I did was I actually laid the shape, I traced around it, and then on the gold foil, and then measured out from the edges, the points, and you can see where I put my little pencil marks, and cut that out. So now I have the shape that is also a mat or a border for that greeting, and it makes that gold inset border really pop out, I think. And so that that is really, really nice. And I guess I should put it on this one instead. And what I've done is, I just had the little piece of glue. So that would go there. And what I've done is I've put the Stampin' Dimensionals on there. So I'll just take those off and put that on, and probably do that after I put the banner on, so that everything's really straight, and then make those line up with the crushed curry for that center. So that's basically the card itself. I was really pleased with how it turned out. And one of the things I like about this card design is that, you notice this one says, "Thank you for being a friend." This is a really basic design that you could use in a lot of different ways. And of course, changing up the paper would also change up the look and feel of the card. And so it's very versatile. I also today want to share with you an idea that I had and offer something to you, and that is I typed up a recipe for this card, saved it as a PDF. So if you would be interested in having me email that to you, then all you need to do is travel over to my blog, texasschoolmarm.com, and leave a comment under the post where the video is embedded, and that way I can email you the card recipe that I created. So we'll see how that works and see if people seem to want that sort of help making cards. So that's all I have to share with you today. Thanks for spending a little time with me, and have a great day.